I'm doing. I was going to talk about the first day, but then I realized that it's not the first day of spring, so I'm changing gears a little bit. I don't know if my live is actually. Oh, there I am. There I am. Okay. Hi. Hi. Like I said, I was going to talk about the first day of spring today. And then I went to look at my calendar, and the first day of spring is tomorrow. I was just a day off, which is not so bad for me. Um, I was just jumping the gun. I love the vernal equinox. It's just fun. It's a good day. The days are getting longer, and it just makes me happy. And look, tomorrow's the International Day of Happiness, also. But then when I flipped to the day on the calendar, this is the East Hampton Library calendar. Um, that's East Hampton, New York. It says today, Goody Garlic is accused of witchcraft in 1658. So I was like, that name was like kind of like a blast from the past. It's like one of those, like, when you're younger and you learn like local history, everyone's local history is different. Like, I remember the name Goody Garlic from our history. And it also always makes me think of the name Lion Gardener. And when I was, I think, in eighth grade, I had an assignment, like a contest to enter. And it was like an essay writing contest, and I didn't want to enter. But my sister wrote it for me. So I entered the Lion Gardener 350th, or like, it was like the 350th, like basically East Hampton was 350 years old when I was in sixth grade, I think. So, um, so she wrote that, and that she wrote that essay for me for that contest. I didn't think I was gonna like I didn't care about winning that contest or anything. But I think like it was an assignment for us, and I just didn't feel like writing it, so she wrote it for me, and then I won a T-shirt. So I think I gave her the T-shirt. I don't know. um, but I thought I would show some of my witchy journals that I don't think I've shown on here before. So here's one. Here's another one. And then some of them have like little girls on it. And there's a little witch. And this is a girl and her black cat. And here's a girl with a feather. And here's another girl with a cat. And here is just like some woods. But I'll go through all of those journals. Well, we can flip through all of them. I have one last thing that I need to do. If you saw my recent short, you may have seen that I got a appropriately sized stapler. The stapler that I had before was this one, which is gigantic. It has this little slip here so you can staple really far into something for binding books, so you can bind all the way into the center of a book. This was the only stapler that I had, and I used it for everything, even like little things like this. But today, since I got this yesterday or the day before. And now I can actually staple my little tea bags that I made. So, like, I've been putting this off for so long. I made these almost a year ago, probably in July of last year or maybe August. And okay, so that's not quite a year ago, but I made them a long time ago and I never attached the little tea bags that I made for them. So I thought we could do that. But first, I will let me flip through one and I'll go through all the things that are in it. And then I will talk a little bit more about Goody Garlic. So here's like a basic one. These are a little bit smaller than my typical journals. They don't have any fabric on the front. These are all just cardstock covers, or they're not just cardstock covers. There's like some cardboard in there, and then there's cardstock covering that, and then I have the stickers and the little label on front. And the edge has this cool trim that I got. I think I might have gotten it from Joann Fabric. R.I.P. Joann Fabric, right? But yeah, it has this cool like lace-up design in it, and then the kind of lacy parts on the side. And then more cardstock on the back. Actually, I think this isn't cardstock. I think this is just paper. It's not like the GS7 isn't very high. And then I have some craft paper that I wrinkled up and I inked to make the wrinkles stand out. And then I have this kind of flippy thing. So you can put pictures on each of these, or you can do journaling on the back, or both. So you have lots of things that you can do there. You can tape any kind of ephemera in there. And then in here, you have even more places to put ephemera. And I have some little tags and cards. So there's a raven this week and next week. You can write some plans down there. Here's another little decorative piece of paper. This is just the title that I titled this journal. This purple paint chip says liquid, and then I have another kind of like a, you know, when you put a bunch of paper on a tag and then you cut it up, and then it has some book paper on the back. And then that whole thing has a folder, another paint chip here. It has like candlewick and crescent moon, so that evoked some witchy vibes to me. I made this card. You can definitely journal on that. This is just a printout of a gem. And then I made this card of a moon. I made this with like stamping and stenciling and like alcohol spray. Then some handmade paper with purple silk fibers in it. Then just a page with a bow on it, but on the back of it is some mushrooms that you can color in. These are just other places for journaling. Just some moody paper. You can definitely write on that, or you can paste something onto it, a picture. Some faux rice paper with some of my signature handmade fake handwriting. This black page would be really great to use some of your, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Your gel pens. The pens that write on black. Here's a little pocket that I made with a napkin and this little kind of like a time card type thing. This is a book page, some more journaling pages. You can tuck something in here or you can just open it up. Sorry, you can tuck something in here or you can open it up for more writing space. Lots of writing space here. And I did put in some darker pages so you can use some of your gel pens or glitter pens. Here's a little fabric tag. You can slip a pen in there. Like this. Or you could put anything in there if you want. Or just use it as a pull tag. And then this is the second half of the signature, so all of it's going to be the same in reverse, but I'll still flip through it to see if there's anything of note. Here's like the bottom of that mushroom coloring page. And then here's the second signature. So some Halloween-y type imagery here. You have this sticker of a haunted woods, and then just some snippets that I put on there. Here's a altered playing card. And here's another sticker's getting stuck. Oh, like with a little owl there and a little raven or crow there. And here's another paint chip that says crow. I thought those went together. There's a little sticker there. There's a little heart paperclip that's keeping the deer in there. So like the mystical woods. Here's another darker paper, another book page from that same book. Here's some moons on this is, I think, just a napkin. Yeah, it's just a napkin that I did that stapleless stapler. So I guess technically my stapleless stapler is my second stapler, and this new stapler is my third stapler. And this is just a napkin that has like some gems, some mushrooms, a moth on it. And this has like some plant stuff. And some more flowers. Like, I always think of like flowers and herbs and stuff for spells. Here's a gem. Gems can also be for spells. Is that a frog? I don't know if that's a frog or like some sort of other reptile. So I just put that on a tag. You can write on the back. You can write on the heart checklist there. You can also, any of these folders that are made of paper, you can also journal right on there. Some more journaling places, another tuck spot here. Another tuck spot here. So lots of places to journal. I think a lot of people, when they see junk journals and they see pages like this, they think that there's not a lot of places to write. But there's lots of places to write. You can write all around here too. And then especially when they fold out, there's a nice big space to write. And then here is a little ruffle that I made out of, what's this called? Tulle. And another tuck spot. So if you have any notes or anything on other pieces of paper, you can tuck it in here. So you have even more places where you can write. Then here's a little window. And the window has that gem in there, and then another card, so you can have a journaling card in there, and you can put lots more things into this pocket. And then that's the end of the book. So I will be taking the tea bags, finding a place for them, and stapling them in. So let's do that together with this one. Because we just flipped through, there's lots of places that could use a little something something. So I think maybe the opposite side of one of these book pages, maybe this one, where it says responsibility and wisdom. So the way that I usually staple these in is it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's covering something up because I usually put it so that you can still open it and still see whatever's behind it. So let me do that. And you can line it up with the bottom, but I usually just line it up with the edge. And then I put 2 staples. Ta-da! Now it's stuck in there. And then I also like to take the tea bag. So here's my tea bag that I made for this one. So the tea bag goes in the tea bag pouch. I decorated both with little stickers and whatever else I have. And then I have the tab, like the little paper tab part of the tea bag. I put a cactus on there. Then I take that and I staple it or I paste it on to the page. So because my stapler's right here and I'm into using the stapler now, I will staple it. But I think I would usually do some glue. So see how that's stapled in there. The tag's not going anywhere. And then you can take the tea bag out. You can write on it. You can use it as a bookmark. You can throw it around, but it's always going to find its place back in the little tea bag pouch. All right. So let me drink some water and then I'll talk a little more about Goody Garlic. I've been saying it in my head all day, Goody Garlic, Goody Garlic, Goody Garlic, and then I said it out loud and I was like, that can't possibly be right. So I think I knew this before, but I was asking my husband about it yesterday or a couple days ago. And I was like, why were all the witches called Goody? Like in I don't know much. I never read The Crucible or anything, but I did watch the episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch that like mimicked The Crucible. Like they went to Salem and like reenacted the witch trials, and they were all called Goody. And I was like, why are they all called Goody? So Goody is just like short for good wife, which is kind of like lady, like lord and lady. It's just like that, or like master. And so Goody Garlic's name is actually Elizabeth. And the person who accused her of being a witch is also called Elizabeth. So there weren't many names back then, so let's see. Elizabeth Goody Garlic was a resident of East Hampton, Long Island, who was accused of witchcraft in 1658. Her case is a significant one in the history of witchcraft accusations in North America, predating the more famous Salem witch trials by several decades. I think it's like 38 or like 35 years before the Salem witch trials. The accusation stemmed from the death of a 16-year-old Elizabeth Howell, the daughter of prominent citizen Lyon Gardner. That's why I mentioned Lyon Gardner before in the essay that I cheated on and won a t-shirt for, and wife of prominent resident Arthur Howell. So, like, so young. I think she also was a mother, because I think she had just given birth. Yes. In February of 1658, 16-year-old Elizabeth Gardner Howell, who had recently given birth to a child, fell ill. During the illness, Elizabeth reportedly suffered from nightmares and claimed she saw a black thing at the bed's feet, and that Garlic stood by her bed at night, ready to pull me to pieces. As friends ministered to her, she was reported to have shrieked in hysteria, "A witch, a witch! Now you are come to torture me because I spoke 2 or 3 words against you." Following Elizabeth's death, local magistrates launched an investigation. Several of Goody Garlic's other accusers claimed that she employed black magic to harm people and livestock. Garlic was also accused of performing works above the course of nature to the loss of lives of several persons. Let's skip forward a little bit. So at the time in 1658, East Hampton was under Connecticut, or Long Island was under Connecticut's jurisdiction, so she had to go to Hartford. And then, let's see. And then the court was headed by Connecticut Governor John Winthrop the Younger, and the indictment was severe. Elizabeth Garlic, that not having the fear of God before thine eyes, thou hast entertained familiarity with Satan, the great enemy of God and mankind, and by his help, since the year 1650, have done works above the course of nature, to the loss of lives of several persons, with several other sorceries, and in particular the wife of Arthur Howell of East Hampton, for which both according to the laws of God and the established laws of this commonwealth, thou deservest to die. And then, after hearing the testimony, the jury reached a verdict of not guilty, and the court duly released her from custody. Her husband, however, had to enter a bond of £30 to ensure that he and his wife would carry good behavior to all of the members of this jurisdiction, and appear before the next court held at East Hampton, so it could confirm that Garlic had not been a source of disorder. Though her date of death was not recorded in local records, Elizabeth Garlic was buried at the South End Burying Ground in East Hampton. So something interesting. So Hugh King is our town crier. So I think when I was a little kid and I was I met Hugh King and I knew him and I knew of him. I didn't really think having a town crier was weird, but it's so cool. It's so cool that I just have a town crier. So when my husband and I got married, he was on our short list of people to contact to maybe officiate the wedding. I think we chickened out. I don't know if he we didn't want to ask anyone to get ordained or get whatever you need to do to perform a wedding ceremony, so we chickened out and just went with someone that we already knew could officiate. All right, let's go through some more journals. So here's the one with the cat, or one of the ones with the cat. This girl is holding a cat here, and I have the paper that has the woods on it. I love that paper. It's so nice and it's just on the edge of spooky, which is where I like my witches to live. So, and then it has a little space so you can write the dates or whatever. Then I have, oops, what is this? Oh, just $35, so that's okay. So, I have the black cat, the black nail polish, and then the little cat ring. And I thought that all went with the cat cover. And then we'll just do a quick flip. So some of the postcards. I don't know if I said that these postcards, they're not technically postcards because they don't have the lines on it that they usually have. But so they're just journaling cards. So I just put them in there. And then there's some of these napkins I have that have some drawings that I made. So I drew this witch hat. There's that altered playing card. So you can see a lot of things are repeated from the other book. So here's another gem. And crystals and coffee. So let's see if there's a good place to put this. So I'll try to find one of the book pages. So here's the front of one book page, and here's the back. Ooh, cool. It has like this little interpreting Professor Grumbledor's mustache. I think I want to keep that uncovered as much as possible, but like I said, I'm not really covering anything. Oh, I think I didn't finish what I was saying about Hugh King. So what he said was that had John Winthrop, or like the court or whatever, had they not found her innocent and she was found guilty and she was killed or burned, or whatever other things happens to people accused of being witches, then East Hampton would be known as like the witchcraft place because it happened before the Salem witch trials. And because she was found innocent, it didn't really pick up, and like people weren't just trying to like accuse people of witches so they could like whatever people did that for. So like because it didn't like kind of catch on. So because of that, East Hampton is not known as like a witch trial place, and it is now like ... whatever. Now it's the like playground of the rich and famous, and the place where like the Kardashians go on vacation. So if Goody Garlic hadn't been found innocent, it could have been a very different place. So let me know if you knew that about East Hampton, or if this is news to you. Okay, here's a good place. I'll staple this. 2 staples on the edge. You want to make sure that it's really at the edge because you don't want to, well, first of all, you want it to be able to flip, but you don't want to trap the tea bag that you put in. If you want to be really careful, you can staple it before you put the tea bag in, but then you need to be careful that you don't staple it too close so that you want to make sure that the tea bag can still fit. Because if this tea bag wasn't in and I stapled it here, then I wouldn't be able to get the tea bag in because the staple would be blocking it. Alright, I love this girl with a feather. I know not all of these girls that I put on are actually like, I mean, believe what you will about witches and witchcraft. But I really liked like the imagery of the girls there. Ooh, I like this one. So, no, I didn't show the front page of this one. This has like a little makeup carrying case or like sewing kit or some other whatever kind of kit, and like still got some gems in there. And then this girl and her cat, and then it has this little cat mask and this compass. Just, Cool little things. Oh, and then this girl with these cardinals. Beautiful. And let's see if we can find another book page that I can staple these to. Ooh, look at that spider. Spooky. Oh, I think I will put it opposite the spider page. You can also glue these in. You don't have to staple them. But like I said, I like to be able to open it up and still read the page or just see what's behind it. And it's nice to have like just another little interactive space in the journals. This one has a haunted house in it. Like I said, some of the pages, like even though I'm not covering anything, some of the pages have like this star border, so I don't want any staples in the way of that if possible. So let me see if there's another book page that I can use. Alright, this one will do. And you don't have to put it on the bottom, so there's a picture there, so I'll put it up here at the top. Okay. I think I stapled 2 pages together. I sure did. And I don't know exactly where my staple remover is. Oh, let me see if I can find it real quick. I found the letter opener. Alright, found one. So this kind of staple remover is what I prefer. The one that has like the little edge thingy. So you go behind the back of the staple. You put that edge underneath one of the little legs and the other little leg, and then you just make it flat like that. Or not flat, like make it kind of perpendicular like this. And then you go back to the front. And you put it under the staple and you just wiggle it back and forth. And then that should come out a lot more easily. Let's try that again. Okay, now it's free, and that page is free. And then let's connect this. Now, if you put it up top here, you don't have to put this up top. You can put it down here somewhere. Like that. And you should still be able to get the tag out like that. But I think I'm going to put it... You can also put it on the opposite page if you have enough room. I think I'll do that for this one. It's okay if it doesn't open all the way, but I like to try to make sure it opens as much as possible. So that there's no tension. Let's put that back in, and there we go. So you can still flip all the pages, and you can still flip this open, and you can remove that and then flip it even more easily. Cool. Oh, and this has a little frog on it. Huh. Love that. Alright, next one. This girl looking at a little gem. Or looking through a crystal, I guess that would be. Alright. This page is good. It has this space here, so you can write in that space there, but then it'll be a little bit covered up. And it gives you just a little bit of privacy. And, or, alternatively, when you're flipping through it later on, you have a little surprise to see behind there. Okay, this has... and it's not doing witchcraft. It's actually like conducting, I think, because there's music notes behind there and a staff. But I thought it was like similar. Witchcraft! Oh, witchcraft poetic license. I don't know if that's offensive. But, I don't know. I really don't. Like, I have no idea, like, what's offensive to witches and what isn't. But I do really appreciate the aesthetic, so I hope it's okay. Let me know. Sound off. Alright, this one looks good. And then this is the second to last one, and then I think I'll be off for the day. Alright, and then these are gonna be done. It's always nice to look through things that I've made before because sometimes I totally forget. And I have a craft fair coming up and I'm like, oh, I'm not prepared. I don't have anything. But like, I obviously have so much. Oh, a frog and a toad. So I don't know why, like, I find that so good. Like, if I saw a frog right here, I would be, like, so scared and freaked out. But, like, the drawing of it, I love it so much. Alright, here is a good place. I will staple. And last staple of the day. Oh, I'm loving this stapler, by the way. It is a swing line. It is a little guy. I can't remember what it's called. Something akin to swing line little guy. Maybe like a handheld stapler, something like that. So like it's really good to hold. Like it has this little divot here. You can put your thumb there. And it has this little like place you can rest your fingers, but then like for the pinching motion, you have a place for your index finger and your thumb, and then you can rest your fingers there. It has a little hanging space on the back, so you can hang it on a pegboard. I don't have a pegboard right now, but I might get it one day. And then it still stands up. And even though it has that rounded bottom, and then you can still use it against the table if you wanted to. But how fun! Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!